comedian Andrew Schulz. He has a new special out called Infamous.
Yeah.
Go buy it.
Yeah.
AndrewSchulz.com.
TheAndrewSchulz.com.
Did someone?
Yeah.
Really?
Early days, too.
No way.
Yeah,
That's such a scumbag move. Did you have a conversation with them?
Nah, I didn't even try.
Really?
Because I think this was even before you could reach out to people. Like, this is before Instagram. This is like maybe Twitter days. So I was just like, fuck it, take the website.
So you can have it?
Is it probably another guy named Andrew Schulz, or do you just get it just to take it from you?
I'm hoping it's another Andrew Schulz.
Well, no, wouldn't it be cool though if he was like, this Andrew Schulz guy, he's promising.
He believed him.
Yeah, right. Like that. There's that one guy who I think like very early internet days, like bought all of MLB teams.
Oh, yeah, people
he bought
still
like
do
the
that.
Yankees and everything.
That's
It's
smart.
like-
Nah, that's smart.
Yeah.
People try to do that with like ETH and shit.
Yeah. So
Somebody did that
someone
for my Venmo, and so they just get random Venmos sometimes, and Venmo won't give me my name from them.
So they're getting money from you.
Yeah, they're taking money that is,
From your friends when you
that
guys go out to dinner or
Yeah,
something
that's
like that.
meant for me.
Oh, that's
and there's
brilliant.
nothing they can do about it.
That is
there's no
brilliant.
such thing as like a blue check on Venmo.
Dude, that's a great fucking hot. Oh, that's a great hustle.
Yeah. He's just making tons of money. So all right, so Infamous is out.
Yo, Infamous is out.
Buy it. What are you looking for?
My water. No, I got it. Yeah, man, go buy it, man. That'd be great. I'm selling on my website.
So I was
check it
telling
out.
you before we started that I was listening to you on Tim Dillon.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Dillon should come on this show. He was being a pussy about COVID, and then he got COVID, which was very funny.
He should be a pussy about COVID. He's not built to beat it.
But you said like I'll know if I made it or not, like instantly, because of this.
Yeah.
I'm going direct to the people. I have a huge YouTube following. They're gonna go buy it. So it's been a couple days. Have you made it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It hit the numbers.
Yeah,
Tell us the numbers. Give us the numbers. Give us the money.
we,
How much money did you put in your pocket?
So after money's gross, but it's influential, right?
Yes.
That's the shitty thing about money is like you don't want to tell people how much money you made, but at the same time, like that's how they're gonna judge your success.
Right.
So like, yeah, we made like so far over 3 million.
Wow.
So that was cool because I had to put up a lot to get it back, and I had to like sacrifice a lot to get it back.
Yeah, so tell that story. So
Yeah.
you were going to be on, was it Amazon?
That's what people are saying.
No, it wasn't Amazon?
Maybe.
Okay, so let's
I
say
hate being a bitch about this shit.
No,
I just
you're
want
not
to let
being
you
a
know
bitch because we're asking.
I like the because I like the exec at the streaming company, and I don't want to be a fucking hypocrite because I'm doing projects with all these fucking streaming companies. I only care about comedy.
Right.
You got to force me to act.
Right.
I'm saying this right now, and every time I say it, I get offered another gig. I don't like acting.
Right.
I'm bad at it.
But
They keep offering
they
shit.
make Godfather 4.
I'll do it because I like the
Fucking do
movie.
it.
Bro,
Yeah.
they made White Men Can't Jump, and it was like literally the director almost didn't put me in it, and I was like, why? He was like, well, I listened to Brilliant Idiots, and you specifically said, don't cast me, I'll ruin your movie.
No,
This
but that's
is-
good. That's
yeah, you're
good
negging
marketing
them.
for yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to do your project. Now I want to write a movie and put you in it.
They're the thing they can't have.
I'll make you act.
Yeah.
You'll act for me.
I hate acting too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
dude, acting's the worst.
We should never be in a movie.
It sucks that we're
Fuck that.
so fucking good at it because it sucks and I'll never do it again.
Yeah, maybe that's the strategy.
You
Shit.
are. You're there watching.
That's a good ass point.
You're
You're
like
not
a
used to it
boxer.
because it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
You're like a boxer that retires after every fight. You're like, okay, this is my last fight. I'm done.
Bro, I
And then
almost did that
boom.
with this special.
Really?
I was like nervous. I was like, should I just say it's my last special? I'm like, because I don't know how the fuck this thing works, right? Like, there's no metric for success early on. So
Right.
I'm like, do I call my friends that have done like the pay-per-view shit and like see when the orders come in? I have no clue.
Right.
And yeah, thank God it did good.
So,
It did good.
you're not snitching because I'm asking.
Yeah.
So you were supposed to, let's just say, a
I was with the
hypothetical streamer.
Yeah.
And you were going to do the special with them.
Yeah.
And they
Contract
said,
signed, everything ready to go. They've seen the special. They know the fucking jokes. They saw me live.
and they were like, Andrew, you say the N word way too much in this special.
Just enough.
So
What I
you're
said
gonna
was
have to-
just enough. And there's only one way you can find out. Where's my camera? If you go to theandrewschultz.com right now.
just enough. You'll know it when you feel it. What just enough is. But so they were like, they tried to give you notes and they tried to cut a joke, right?
There was a few jokes they wanted to cut. There was
So what were the jokes?
Yeah,
There was
tell
a
'em here.
Ted Bundy joke where I'm basically saying the women deserved it,
Okay, yeah, I can see how a streamer would be like, this is uncomfortable.
I'm being fucking hyperbolic a little bit.
Of course.
But I watched did you guys see the documentary about Ted?
I did,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, like the way he's killing these girls is the thing that like stuck out to me is like he asked them if they could help fix his car.
Right.
And it's like, the fuck you know about fixing cars, lady?
Well, but
you know what I mean?
Counterpoint, like, this is what, the 1970s? No AAA. Like, people just ask, like, I feel like that happened where you just be like, hey, can you help me with my car?
You walked up to a lady with stockings.
Yeah, just be like,
and said, can you help fix my Volkswagen Beetle?
But you're thinking of it.
Hold on.
Wait, no. No.
Your car is fucked on the side of the road.
But you're thinking of it as a post-Ted Bundy world. This is a pre-Ted Bundy world. Like, this is before Ted Bundy went around asking everyone to
sexism existed and women didn't work yet.
Yeah, right.
You're like, why are you out of the house?
But also, people didn't get
Shouldn't
murdered.
You be making a pie and putting it on a windowsill?
They didn't get murdered.
No, he's talking about
fixing a handsome guy's car.
He's talking about strictly from a mechanical standpoint.
I know that.
Yeah.
But like, they didn't say like,
no.
shit, I've heard about Ted Bundy. I'm not going to
You see the world half full. You're a feminist. when you see a woman,
dude, I have a daughter. Come on,
there it is.
Yeah,
the future's female.
Fuck yeah.
Right. So it's like you see a woman that could fix a car.
Why not? Well, because I can't fix a car.
What?
I can't.
But I would stop. I would stop you and I'd be like, hey, buddy, can you help me fix the car?
I'd be like, fuck no, dude.
And I'd be like, all right. Right? But if I stopped a girl and I was like, do you think you might be able to fix a car? She's like, oh, yeah, I'm Marissa fucking Tomei.
Well, you're not as good looking as Ted Bundy. Right?
That's true.
Right.
That's true. And he was good looking for the time.
Right.
Like, if you look at him now, I don't think objectively he's like that good.
No, he's still hot.
You think?
Yeah, I went back and I was like, damn, homeboy could get it.
He had that like prep, he had that prep school look that like
he did have a waspy thing.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It would be an honor actually to be murdered by Ted.
So
Bundy.
what you guys are saying is, do you agree? It was the girl's fault.
Maybe the girls knew exactly who he was, and maybe they were like, yeah, choke me, daddy.
That's it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was one of the jokes, and they were like, we don't like you taking this position where it's the girl's fault.
Right.
And I was like, that's reasonable, but it's funny. We're just joking around.
Right. It's comedy. You're not saying it. You're not like saying it as a matter of fact on CNN.
I believe in none of this.
Right. All of it is bullshit.
Yeah, it's just for fun.
Right.
Like, I'm not doing fucking think pieces. Like, Chappelle can do the think pieces.
Right.
Okay? I'm going to make you laugh.
Right. If Malcolm Gladwell went back and like wrote an expose, like an essay on why the women deserve to be killed by Ted Bundy, which he might do, which would be an interesting pivot for him, then that's one thing, but you're on stage telling a joke about it.
Exactly.
So
and even him, half of his shit is bullshit anyway.
Right.
I asked him once. I was like, do you ever like go back on your opinions? He's like, oh yeah, it's wrong all the time.
It's like I make stuff
I'm
up.
like, motherfucker, I put 10,000 hours into like being a masseuse.
Yeah.
Because you said.
Malcolm Gladwell is the perfect case of a guy who's just smart enough that dumb people like ourselves think he's a genius, and then real smart people are like, no, this guy's full of shit.
Yeah.
And then when the real smart people try to explain why he's full of shit, I get lost, and I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking read this book about how if I shoot free throws for 10,000 hours, I'll be in the NBA.
Exactly.
Like, that's all I want to do.
Yeah, you need someone that's like can communicate at your IQ,
Right.
but just a little bit smarter than you.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like that's the Neil deGrasse Tyson thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys?
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that?
We've had him on. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He sucks, huh?
I mean, he's cocky.
He does suck. He does suck about a lot of things, but
Bah humbug about everything.
But he fills in a nice niche in America, which is like we need one nerd. We can only really do one nerd at a time.
Yeah.
And right now he's king nerd. I think Malcolm Gladwell is like he's the second tier guy.
Yeah.
But like if you need a nerd, if you need a smart guy, it's just like ask Neil Tyson.
Yeah. My only issue with him is he's such like a downer about everything. It's like you're celebrating Christmas, and they're like, well, there's no way that he could deliver the presents.
Right. No, that shit sucks. But it's actually kind of, I would say why Joe Rogan is very popular too, is because he talks about a lot of subjects that like, I don't know, I don't have enough time to learn about this subject, but he talks about it in a way with people where it's just above like my threshold of knowledge.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, damn, he's making some good points.
And Joe's genius is he just calls himself an idiot all the time, and he's not.
Right.
But he
That's
just,
what we do
I think
too.
the kettlebells
we are
thing.
Idiots. Yeah.
What do you mean?
We are idiots.
Well,
but
that's Barstool's done this very well. You're like, we're just the guys, but you're all like really fucking smart, and you have like nuanced comedy.
Yeah.
You're like, it's just the guys. I mean, it's $1 billion business, but it's just the guys.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
But so you,
I won't pull back the veil.
Yeah. Don't tell him that we all go home and read books every night.
No, this entire show, like everything that we do every day, we spend about 3 hours before every podcast scripting the show. show. Every word is written out.
Brilliant.
And then, yeah, it's really like there's a lot of work that goes into sounding this stuff.
100%.
There's some people that actually believe that too.
Yeah.
No.
That think that everything's like written and planned out. Like part of my take is rigged is essentially what they're saying.
Yeah, scripted.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like I think like we're like, all right, now we're gonna do this joke. Now we're gonna do this. Now we're gonna do that. It's literally just us like being like, what should we talk about? And then we're like, all right, let's talk about this.
That's the best compliment.
Right.
Because they can't conceive that people are going to be that interesting or funny just off the cuff because they don't think they are. So they're like, no, these guys are faking it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I do think there's I think there's a level of intelligence. I think where like if you pulled back the veil of Barstool, it's not that we're very smart, it's that we know that we're not very smart. Do you know what I mean? Like
I think you guys undersell your intelligence.
But there's a level of like knowing where you're stupid and having that like it's like pretty much stupid people who are a little bit smarter but know they're not that smart, and then really smart people.
I have one more thing. Passion.
Yes.
You will be smarter than the average person at the thing you're passionate about.
Correct.
And like obsession, like passion and obsession. Like you can talk circles around fucking Malcolm Gladwell when it comes to like, I don't know, the NFL Combine or just any of these types of things. So now they're the idiot.
Right.
So you guys ideally get people that actually really love what they're talking about.
And that's just general podcasting. If you like, I've always thought like anyone who's passionate about anything, you just want to hear them talk about it.
Yeah.
Because like they're excited about it, you're going to get excited about it.
Yeah.
And we are very passionate about sports. But we also know it's very dumb at the end of the day. Like that's what
everything's dumb.
Everything's dumb.
There's no point to anything.
Yeah. Correct.
Neil Tyson will tell you like the Earth will be swallowed by the sun in 6 billion years.
Yeah, it's like
so
shut
who
up.
gives a shit?
Who cares?
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, that really annoys me. That guy.
So
and
what,
also them geeking out about that stupid picture that they got from the telescope.
I hated it.
I like that picture.
What? Can you explain why?
Yeah, because it made me feel so small. It reminded me of how insignificant everything that we do truly is, which in a way is freeing. It's like liberating to know that, like you just said, like who gives a shit? It's the ultimate reminder of who cares, because you look up at the sky and the piece of the sky that's the size of a grain of sand contains like 5,000 galaxies. And that you can't even see. It just reminds you, okay, well, really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter that the Washington Commanders have to deal with Carson Wentz as their quarterback.
Oh, that's how you deal with your misery.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like your 12-step.
It really lets you know that the stuff that you're upset about right now, even though it feels like it's the biggest thing in the world, and this could be anybody out there with whatever problem they have, ultimately, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the exact opposite way.
I'm with
life.
you. Where I was like, I looked
This
at
is
the
the
picture.
center of the universe.
Yeah, I looked at the picture and I was like, all right, like if they showed me like the Rose Bowl on this, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Now I understand it. Yeah, like but when I was looking, I was like, what am I looking at?
I want to believe that our lives are important.
Yeah.
I want to believe that what we're doing has value, because then I can get up every way and grind. It doesn't. We all kind of fucking know this.
Right.
It's like why I like religion. You know what I mean? It's like, be nice to people, don't rape. And it's like, why not? Fucking God. You know?
Yeah, he told us
it
not
makes
to.
sense,
Yeah,
right? Like, you just need to fucking hey, the sun revolves around the earth. And then some asshole Copernicus who was smoking out like 12-year-olds is like, no, it's the other way. It's like, shut up.
Why'd
Shut
you
up,
ruin it
queer.
for us? Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, who gives a fuck?
No, they killed him. They were like,
Good, kill him.
Yeah.
We wrote it down in all the books already. You should have told us before we wrote the books.
All right, so here's my question for you. I do this thought experiment every now and then.
Yeah.
Just like and it's probably wrong for me to do it, but I always think like, what if I just stopped, right? What if I retired tomorrow?
Okay.
How long would it take for people to just forget about me? Maybe like a month? What would it be for you? Like, do you ever think about that? It's a scary one, because it's like you think about even Jesus and Mero just broke up. So we're taping this.
This is good.
So they break up.
This
and
is
I'm
good.
thinking about it, and it's like everyone's upset and it sucks. But like in 2 months, like people are like, oh yeah, that was fun.
They move on, bro.
Yeah, right. Everyone moves on with their life. So it's like that's the way I kind of envision like how
That's
I
how you
humble
stay
myself,
humble, yeah.
right? Where I'm like, if I just stopped tomorrow, I think people would be sad for like a couple weeks, and then they'd be like, all right, what's this podcast?
Because they also have to move on.
Right.
And it's not even that you weren't important to them. It's that they also need something to like give them joy and distract them during their day.
Right.
So you can't even blame them for that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, how long are you even going to mourn like a family member that dies? Like eventually you got to keep going with your
24
life.
hours tops.
Right? Tops.
Yeah, tops.
older or younger than me? That's the
This
question.
guy's a sociopath. I like this. I fucking like this. So like you're gonna have to move on. I hear what you're saying. I'm wondering how much. That's the tricky thing even now, because like I put out the special and like I don't like to tour nonstop.
Right.
Like I want to reflect on my new life, and then I want to do comedy. I want to do it in small little clubs and bounce around the city and like develop new jokes. And like, I want the comedy to be something that I'm passionate about. That's going to take time.
Right.
Like people are asking me, oh, when you go on tour? I'm like, I'm not going on tour.
Right.
Not until I have something that I want to tour.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So like, if you died the night of a show, right, and people had already bought their tickets, they spent like $40, would they be more upset that they're like, oh man, I can't believe he died, that's so sad, he was such a good guy, the world will be an empty place? Or will they be like, I wonder if I can get my $40 back?
That's I think there are going to be some people upset about that $40.
Yeah.
There are going to be some people upset that like they had a plan that was ruined. There's that great Patrice O'Neal bit that about like you know, like he was on the subway and you know, they stopped the subway and they're like, sorry everybody, there's been a horrible accident, the subway hit somebody and it ran them over, and you know, there's a few seconds on the subway like, oh my god, it's just
right.
just look at you look at the watch within 10 seconds.
Right.
It's like, I got shit that I got to do.
Yeah.
I guess that's how you stay humble. I don't know. That's what you need. You need a good balance of like confidence and insecurity. Like,
or you could just be I actually respect the fully confident people that are 100% confident all the time.
Do they make anything good?
I mean, our boss Dave is definitely one of those people. Like he's always confident in himself. He's always
confident in himself. We had him on the pod. He's confident in himself, but he still has the chip. And the chip drives him.
Yes.
It moves him. So the decisions that he makes, that's with 100% confidence. That's what you need. You need the confidence to make the decision so you're not like stuck in the mud, but you need the insecurity, or you need, so it's like the Jordan shit. Like Jordan's like making up people that are criticizing him that don't even exist, because he needs the extra motivation to go 1,000%.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. It's like you need the insecurity to get better, but you need the confidence to actually do. Some people are so crippled they won't even try to do the thing that they love.
Yeah, but Dave is he's like 1 in a billion in the fact that like everything he does, he feels like 100% confident in, and it always works.
Yeah.
Like when everyone's like, oh, how does this guy keep getting away with this? Because he tells the truth and he's just goes forward.
Yeah.
And I respect that, because I don't have that brain.
Why? What?
I just don't. I have the brain of like, if I woke up tomorrow, like one day I'm gonna wake up and everyone's gonna be like, oh, this guy's not funny anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I look at it like a lot of NFL players. They get into the league and maybe they have a good like 3-4 seasons, and in the moment to them it feels like I am the league. You know, like I'm a big fucking shot.
Yeah.
It takes, you know, one down year, maybe a bad injury, and next thing you know, like there's a guy that they drafted that's taken his spot already.
Yeah.
Like the world that we live in, making content, there's always going to be somebody that replaces you eventually. It's just the nature of the
but
beast.
I think that's why you got to nourish those people too. Like Drake did it better than everybody, right? Like Drake's co-signed every artist that's coming up.
That's smart, yeah.
It's smart because you get to hop on the wave a little bit, but you also give them their first fucking single that goes crazy. So now they're indebted to you for life.
That's true.
That's big homie for life.
So who are you doing that with?
Who are you grooming?
Yeah. I mean, who am I grooming?
Drake does that with underage girls too.
Yeah.
Does he really?
Wow.
Allegedly. 17. It depends on what state you're in.
Really?
But yeah.
Really? You shouldn't know the laws.
What do you mean?
Like, you shouldn't know the states that are 17.
Yeah, no,
I agree.
You should.
I agree.
Yeah, you should be like Mississippi.
Yeah. I was in Arkansas. What are you talking about? That's an adult.
Anybody that has that Rolodex like ready to pull up in their brain, big red flag.
Yeah, that's what they're saying, that he was grooming? I don't believe that.
This is actually something that I just learned from PFT.
Yeah, no,
he tells me
it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I don't know all the details about it, but he's had a long track record of befriending young women on their way up and be like,
really?
I see a lot of talent in you. And who knows, it could be like completely benevolent. He could be just being a great guy, but it just so happens to be 14 to 17-year-old girls that he has repeatedly helped out on the way up.
Pedophiles ruin everything, huh?
They do.
They fucking do.
Name one good thing a pedophile has ever contributed to this world. Actually, Socrates.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Michelangelo, like... I mean, you guys know who Stavros is?
Yeah. He was on the show.
Okay, Stavros is great. He had a really funny bit. It's like, you know,
I thought you were saying.
Yeah.
He is Greek.
Yeah. Oh fuck. We just had him on. Do we have to delete that?
No, he had a funny bit about like you know, why can't we separate the art from the artist? Like when we were talking on the show, and he's like, dude, like, you know, we're not listening to R. Kelly. It's like we still use the Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like all these old Greek dudes were just smoking out little kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's, I mean, dude, that's the funny thing. I was talking to Timmy about this, and I've been trying to like work this out, but like Like you live long enough, you become like the bigot. Like the most progressive person right now, and like the hippie in the '60s, right now is going like, "Why do dudes got to swim with chicks?"
Yeah, right,
right,
right.
Like the progressive,
right,
the armpit hair mom is now like freaking out, right? And like, I wonder if that's the thing with the Catholic Church, where it's just like they came around and like everybody in like early antiquity just had like a little boy that they would use as like a fleshlight, right? Like everybody, if you were successful, Michelangelo, fucking Galileo, Copernicus, all of them had little boys that they would fight.
Yeah.
And then Catholicism comes around and like starts cleaning up shop. And they're like, listen, cut this fucking boy fucking out. Stop fucking animals.
Right.
There's like a brothel that's preserved in Pompeii that had the pictures of what you could buy. They're fucking animals and shit. Like they're monsters, these people.
Right.
Catholicism comes in, cleans up. And fast forward 2,000 years, they're the boy fuckers.
Right, right.
And I wonder if like a few like priests that know history are like, do you know how lucky y'all are?
Yeah, like we brought it down to like basically only a few thousand.
A few
boys.
people.
Yeah.
It's a net
We move
positive.
them around.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's not even happening in just one area. We'll take it to another area. But,
Right.
like this is the cost of like your kids' anal freedom.
Right, is that we had to clean this up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
There's
that's
something.
a hard thing to think about. Yeah.
Like
Fuck.
it would be crazier, would it not?
Yeah, it would be crazier if religion didn't come. Well, I don't know. Fuck, now we're getting really deep. Like, if
I don't know.
Religion at all.
This is thought experiment.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is we need something to organize society.
Yeah.
We know we need that. Right?
Correct.
Like
Because people have to have an explanation for the things that can't be answered.
there it is.
That's really what it is. And
also-
people want answers and no one can answer.
and a limit too.
That was the big thing with like COVID when everyone was freaking out and how it swung so hard is that the people that are supposed to be the experts are supposed
no
to tell
fucking
us
clue. Yeah.
and they had no clue. Of course, we know why they had no clue, but that's where it all like fell apart where it's like, dude, you're supposed to be the ones that tell us it's going to be okay and you're not doing that. And everything falls apart because you need an adult. Everyone needs an adult in the room
100%.
who could just be like, yeah, no, this is actually what's going on.
100%.
It's back to the intelligence thing where like I'm smart enough to know I'm not the smartest, but I need the smartest to tell
We
me
like
what
smart
to do.
people telling us like
Right.
why Elon is worth $1 trillion.
Right.
It's just like, oh yeah, he's our smart guy. You tell us what to do. This is so much easier if we organize our lives like
Yeah.
this.
The world needs smart guys.
I wish Elon would focus on one thing at a time, though. It seems like he's spread himself out pretty thin.
Bro, you know what's so crazy about Elon? Is it like, you know how he's getting a lot of hate? Like it went Trump, Rogan, and now it's Elon.
Yeah, Dave's been mixed in there.
Oh,
a
and
bunch of
Dave,
times.
right?
Yeah,
It was
no,
like
Dave's-
Trump, Rogan, Dave, Rogan.
I've always had the theory that Dave is just he is like the easier target of all those guys.
Yeah.
So it's like he's a step below Trump, Rogan, and Elon.
Yeah,
So everyone's
yeah,
like, we
yeah,
can
yeah.
get him.
Yeah.
Because like
But-
you can't get Trump, you
but
can't get
yeah.
Elon.
They're learning that like if they go at Dave, they don't get the results.
Right.
So I think they just move on.
Yeah, because he punches back.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like hard.
Yes, way hard.
And it's really like great to see.
way hard.
Exactly. Like it's gonna be tough for you to go to Jamba Juice the next day.
Yeah.
You're like when you have to say your
You
name.
want to go to Soul Cycle?
Yeah.
Nah.
Just get mean looks from blonde bitches on a
Your
bicycle.
class has been canceled.
But yeah, so it's like Elon came out and I think Elon thought that he was bigger than the system.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the system is. Like,
No.
who knows who they are, whatever. But like no one is.
No one is.
And that motherfucker's learning, bro.
Yeah.
Because like all of a sudden the Tesla started crashing. And that not that they weren't crashing, we just weren't hearing about it.
Yeah.
And then every week there's a new article.
Listen,
The dad fucking the daughter.
a lot of
That's
the
fucked
stuff.
up.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's fucked up.
How did we not know
So
this?
it was. It's not like it was a big secret, really. It's just somebody. What happens is somebody will just like find a quote from like an old interview online,
Right.
take a screenshot of it, and be like, "How did nobody realize this earlier?"
Right.
And it turns out that he was having kids with not just his stepdaughter, which is bad, very bad, like Woody Allen stuff.
Yeah.
But he raised her from the time that she was 4 years old.
4 years
crazy.
old.
And he's got two
That's
kids
so
with her.
fucked up.
Bro, it's like, and that's Elon's sister. It's
Yeah.
like, slap your dad's dick out of your sister, bro.
Yeah.
Like-
Sister slash, wouldn't it be mother?
Aunt?
No,
Now
no,
aunt.
stepmom.
Stepmom,
No.
yeah.
Stepmom.
Oh, now
Yeah. It's a sister slash stepmom.
if they're
yeah.
married,
Yeah.
I
That's
think they're
fucked up.
broken up. But yeah,
That's
oh,
fucked up.
God.
Why'd they break
But
up?
it
That's sad. I mean, if you're gonna
He
go
did
to
a bad
those,
job
love is
raising her.
dead. Love is dead.
if you're gonna go to those links, and at least make it work for life, you know.
Didn't I raise you to commit to things?
No, but you're right. Like the Dave piece, like everything that's happened in the last couple of years, I'm convinced a lot of it has to do with he started making a mockery of Wall Street and the Davey Day Trader stuff when he's like, it's all fucking fake. Like, stocks only go up. I think that had a lot to do with it because he pissed off a lot of people who've been playing this game for a really long time, and they don't want someone to come and shine a light and be like, hey, this is all just kind of a joke.
If you disrupt a powerful institution, they will come for you.
Yeah.
Because their life depends on it. It's like you're fucking with their money, you're fucking with their family.
Yeah, you're exposing like what they've been kind of rolling with for a very long time.
Nobody said anything about Elon until he was like, I'm no longer a Democrat.
Yeah.
And then literally a few weeks later was like, remember when your dad fucks kids? Right? Like this, like they knew that the whole time.
Right.
But he went a little too far.
It. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck.
I just wish he'd focus though, because he's at the same time he's like he's claiming he's trying to defend free speech.
Yeah.
He's also trying to save the human race by taking us to Mars. He's inventing autopilot cars.
The subway.
He invented the subway when he drilled that tunnel to his girlfriend's house.
He did. He's like, yeah, we're all going to get in a tunnel and go from point A to point B. It's like, the subway?
Are there going to be Snapple bottles rolling around?
Yeah. Can we maybe fix the fact that every time it rains in New York City, the subway gets flooded? Let's start there.
He's like, we're going to do a subway, but you're all going to still drive your own cars.
Yeah.
How does that sound? And they're going to be my cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's just all over the place. I think he's taken a copious amount of Adderall. I think the dude is just like drifting from one topic to, he just needs to focus in on one thing.
Yeah.
And just really lock in on that.
Dominate it.
Either space. Do you want to go to space? Do you want to go underground? Or do you want to defend free speech? Just pick maybe two out of those.
He's also like, we have a theory, and it's not like a novel theory, but like any guy or any person, because I'm a feminist, any woman, guy who has that much money and doesn't buy a sports team can't be trusted.
Piece of shit.
Because it's like, what is the point of having that much money and not owning a sports franchise? Like that's the end goal of society. It's
Would
like,
you do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude. I would stop doing everything else, and that would now be my career.
Yes, the end goal is like buy an NFL team. That's what rich people do. They don't fucking try to cure like the world of all its problems and go to Mars.
Yeah.
They fucking buy the Panthers and then get pissed when they go 7-9.
So $10 billion.
Yeah.
Who are you buying?
I mean, I would buy the Bears, but I'd buy any team that was up.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, I'd buy any
at that
team.
point.
Yeah,
But you're not starting with football.
I would start. Football is the top.
Okay, you know there are franchises that you guys could probably buy now.
Well, I actually invested in a
Futsal?
Soccer team in Wales that was in the EPL and then got relegated. I've lost all the money I invested in.
No.
It wasn't a lot, but it was still stupid. So I've tried it.
We own the world's worst lacrosse team.
Yeah, that too.
And we have a part ownership stake in an NBL team, which is a New Zealand professional basketball team, the Breakers.
But this is just pieces. Like, I want to be the owner.
You want to be
and
the
that's
guy.
what a rich guy should want to do. They should want to be like, I have all this money. I can't spend all this money.
Yeah.
Let me go just fucking win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you believe you could do it.
And that's better than Mars.
Yeah.
Like, being the guy who gets handed the Lombardi trophy is so much better than Mars.
It is.
You can't fucking convince me otherwise.
It is. What's on Mars? We have the pictures.
Right. It's fucking crazy to me. So that's why Elon, like, dude, just buy. If Elon bought like a NBA team tomorrow, I'd be like, all right, now he's on track.
The Knicks.
Yeah, he's on
That'd
track.
be so cool.
Yeah. So you're a diehard Knicks fan, right?
I can't say diehard anymore. But I've been
Why?
like a season ticket holder forever. I'm just annoyed, and it's like so obvious the problem. Like my buddy was showing me the board of the Knicks. There's like 5 Dolans on the board.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that the 5 best people to increase shareholder profits happen to have your last name.
Right.
Like
right.
that's not possible.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like there's something wrong there.
Right.
Right? And I was talking to Timmy about this as well. Just like this is why you can't trust nepotism. Like I admire people who have like family businesses and stuff like that and they continue to be good, but like you're not going to get the IQ. You're going to have a dumb fucking kid or a dumb fucking daughter, whatever it is, and they're not going to be able to run the team, and he just won't relinquish the fucking team.
It's the old saying, like the first generation builds it, the second generation maintains it, the third generation destroys it.
100%.
Like that's really what, and it actually always makes sense when you look at it and you're like, why are things going bad? It's like, oh, because it's the fucking grandkid who has been rich his entire life, and like, what do they care?
Yeah. That's the George W. Bush.
Yeah.
Like that, the Bush family in action right there. First guy, he made the billions. Second guy led the CIA, became president. Third guy destroyed the country. Yeah. That's kind of how it goes.
That's why the Kennedys are genius, because the third generation just dies in tragic ways.
Yes.
Before they can fuck it up.
Before they can fuck it up. It's Shakespearean. It's brilliant. And they are broke now, the
Yeah,
Kennedys.
and they keep the allure, because it's like, what if these tragic things hadn't happened.
That Joseph Kennedy, though?
Oh, bad guy.
That motherfucker.
Bad guy.
He's a badass
Bad guy.
But designed the whole thing. He's the architect.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, literally, my son is going to be president. Yeah. I'm going to sell drugs or fucking bootleg or whatever the hell he did.
Yeah.
He was
a bootleg runner.
He was a bootlegger, right?
He was a Nazi sympathizer.
Was he really?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
the Bushes, too.
Do you watch Peaky Blinders?
I watched the first 2 or 3 seasons.
So the last season, there's a character that's pretty much just Joseph Kennedy.
I watched until the Hasidic Jew was a badass, and I was like, I think I'm out.
You don't like fucking, what's his name, Tom?
No, he's an amazing actor.
Tom Hardy, yeah.
I just didn't buy the whole thing.
Why?
Like you're gonna fight people. They're always out of breath. Like like come on, like that. You're gonna get they're your henchmen.
That's not believable for you anymore.
Wear like 40 pounds of cloth. Like it's just not. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But he did. He set up the whole thing, and he also like I've read a little bit about him, and it's like Joseph Kennedy, like he basically had the brains to be president himself. He didn't have the demeanor.
He didn't have the story,
and he didn't have the demeanor. People like. FDR was like, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
Like he's too much, like he's too abrasive.
Yeah.
And so he basically was like, my sons will be a little less abrasive, a little less of an asshole, and we'll put it all together.
And it wasn't supposed to be JFK.
He was supposed to be his brother, his older brother, who died in World War II.
And I think they crafted a story for JFK's, like what happened with JFK when he went to war wasn't exactly what happened. You know what I mean? They kind of like manipulated the story to make him look a little bit more heroic because he understood. It's like, that's what I'm impressed by. Obviously, you can't talk to a guy like that, but like, I'm like, how did you understand society and human reaction at a time where there's no fucking internet, nothing? This is just gut instinct. You know how to manipulate people.
Yeah.
And I mean, you want to talk about like self-belief.
Yeah.
Confidence.
Yeah, to be like, my son's going to be president.
But also like kind of come from the mud. Like you're a gangster.
Yeah.
You're a gangster and you're not mobbed up. Right. Like you are mob, but you're not like Italian mob.
Right.
Like, but you're working with those guys. You got those guys working with. That to me is incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
And it seems like almost the American way. It's like you come here, you do some kind of shady illegal shit, you get your bread, and then you go legit.
Yeah, you clean it up for your kids.
That's it. And if you don't clean it up by the next generation, and you get clipped, that's on you.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it was easier to do something like that back in the day, though, because if you want your son to be president and you're a rich dude and you're well known, there's like 3 guys at that point that ran all the media in the United States, right? It's like 3 newspaper barons, maybe 1 guy that makes newsreels.
And he worked in Hollywood too.
Yeah, he worked in Hollywood. So you can make the country believe whatever narrative it is that you want. There's nobody. There was no Twitter back then for people to be like, actually, his war record wasn't that impressive. I pulled up these files. You know, like it was much more difficult to break whatever narrative already existed out there.
So under this entire hypothetical, that would mean that like my kids and KFC's kids, they're the ones that like will take Barstool to mainstream, like to like we'll be on TV and shit.
Fuck TV.
We were on TV for one day.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
The HBO thing.
No, it was we did.
Oh no, you had the ESPN
show. We had ESPN, for one day.
But this is TV.
But that was going public. Like that was trying to clean up our like the olive oil business being like, "Hey, look, we're selling olive oil now." And they're like, "No, you aren't. You said all this shit."
If you want to know who the mobsters are, just look at who's selling olive.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Just diversify a little bit.
Go there. Yeah. Trash and olive oil. So wait, all right, there's a long way to go to what were the other jokes that got cut? I love this interview though because I like whenever we have interviews, like I'll have notes and shit. I haven't looked at my computer.
I think this is the most fun. Like, let's just fucking
that's
talk
what people like. Yeah,
and it's almost like. I just like chopping it up.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want to promote the special, and I, there's part of me that like wants to do that, but at the same time, like I just like fucking talking shit. So if people go see it, that's awesome.
But
like,
the jokes that you got cut are in the special,
exactly,
right?
Yeah. So they didn't get cut. We didn't cut it. It was a Ted Bundy joke. There was another Michael Jackson joke in there that they didn't love that much, and. A lot of victim blaming here. There's
sensing a trend.
Yeah. And then there was like parts of this abortion bit that I put out that they were like, it was kind of like, they were silly. The line, it was like a Harry Potter reference that I had for whatever reason they didn't like.
Really?
Yeah. The line was fetus deletus. Like it was a spell. And they were not feeling it.
They weren't feeling it. So wait, well, how does that conversation go when they're like, here are your notes? Was there any moment where you're like, I want to work this through? I want to like work with you guys?
Like I'm like, guys, like, well, let me know what's going on. Like, one, I'm bummed that you didn't tell me this before. Right?
So this was right before it was supposed to go?
No. We were I want to finish the tour first, so we were gonna like push it back, and then kind of what really happened is like culture changed a little bit, like the Chappelle trans thing.
Yeah,
I think freaked out
a lot
networks.
of them. Yeah,
and they were like, oh shit, this is this crazy backlash. It looks crazy. There's no backlash. But there's crazy backlash just for jokes. I don't know if we can do this. And also, I'm a white guy, and I'm like making fun of every single like race and religion and gender in the crowd.
Right.
Now, if you're at the show, you watch the show, it doesn't feel bad because those people are there laughing at it.
Right.
If I'm doing the blackface joke to a black dude, it's not bad.
Right.
If everybody's in the audience is white and I'm talking about these things, then maybe it gets a little sensitive. But like at my shows, it's the most diverse fucking audience. So it's like, I'm busting balls with everybody. It's fine. But I understand an executive board that's just like, wait a minute, white guy making fun of Somalians.
Right.
Ooh, this is weird.
Alert.
Do we want to attach ourselves to this?
Mm-hmm. Have you noticed, though, I feel like just anecdotally, like it's now starting to swing back towards comedy where people are now, because there was that moment where it felt like there was, we can't make these jokes. People can't do these things. Now it feels like comedians have kind of taken it back a little bit, being like, it's comedy. It's supposed to be ridiculous and stupid and not real life. And people are supposed to laugh, and we're supposed to make you think about fucked up things.
Yeah.
So do you think that that's actually like
100%.
occurred where people, and why is that? Is that just because you guys now own it? Like
YouTube.
You being able to say, here's my special. And that's what it is.
It's like what you guys did with sports.
Yeah.
Like every single, there's going to be disruption in every industry, but it's like once you feel the real, it's hard to go back. Like, and I'm not trying to like blow smoke up your guys' ass, but like once you watch shows here talk about sports, it's hard to watch the guy in the suit make like Gucci Mane puns.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just harder. Like once you feel the real, it's hard to go back to the phony. So I think that happened with media. I think that happened like obviously with Rogan and podcasting.
Yep.
And I think it's happening with comedy where it's like you saw the comedy that's on Netflix and you saw the comedy that was on Comedy Central, god awful, right? They're in the tubes, dumb, and then you saw what was being put out on YouTube and you're like, oh shit, like I'm actually laughing.
Right.
There was a point where people would say this, I don't like stand-up comedy. That was a sentence human beings would say.
Right.
No, you just don't like bad stand-up comedy.
Right.
But that's all that was out there because everybody was so terrified. So then they go and see comedy and they start laughing. They think that like it's this new novel thing. It's like, no, there's an outlet for the good comedy.
Right.
Which is fucked up.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how it's always been. You look at Carlin, Pryor, Bruce, Eddie, every comic that was like hilarious had immense pushback.
Right.
Cancel him, shut him down, don't let him talk. To be honest, this is the best time to do comedy.
Yeah.
Like you want to do comedy at a period where people are like, don't do that comedy.
Right.
When anybody can just say anything, you get like abstract with the comedy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Galifianakis, who's hilarious, but he thrives in a moment where you can just say anything.
Right.
Because there's nothing to push back against. There's no like fucking tension. There's nothing like naughty and mischievous.
That's interesting.
And there's
I
no,
never thought
there's
of
no
that way.
bottleneck
Right.
now.
Yeah.
There's no, you don't have to go the network route like you were saying with Comedy
Correct.
Central. Like there's not one guy in a suit being like, I don't like this, therefore you're not getting the exposure. You can put it all out on your channel.
Exactly.
And then there's some guys that have been doing it long enough, like Chappelle, where they're
worth the risk.
They can do whatever they want because they know, like, okay, we'll pay him $30 million and he'll deliver a stand-up special that will get views. And I was watching his most recent one, actually just like a week ago, and it was
The Talk at the School?
Oh no, not that one. I haven't seen that one yet. That one put me off because I was about to start watching it, and then it said it was a speech. And I was like, I don't know what that means.
I don't wanna be like
he's delivering a speech. I'm sure it was funny, but I watched the one that was before that, and I realized with Chappelle, there's so many jokes that people get mad about that he makes.
Yeah.
But when I'm watching him, I realize that in some of his more offensive jokes, he's putting the joke first before the message. He's tying his entire routine in just to get to this one very funny punchline.
Yeah.
That the funny punchline should not be looked at as him preaching at anybody, trying to convince you about something.
Right.
He's just finding the best, most interesting way to get to the funniest joke possible.
Yeah.
And that's
Just-
fine. And that's fine.
That's the goal, right? We're stand-up comics. Like, we should make people laugh. I think there's this idea that, like, comedy has to be, like, true, and is probably, Jon Stewart was so fucking prolific at what he did. I think, like, a generation of kids grew up going, oh, comedy is also truth.
Right.
And it's not. He's genius at doing that, But comedy is just what makes you laugh.
Right.
Like that's really what it is at the end of the day. And we will say, it's also like based on what you feel, and what you feel is often wrong. Like we're not stupid. We know the right thing to say to a group of people. If I'm looking at like one of the survivors from Ted Bundy, I'm not going to be like, well, why'd you try to fix the car?
Right.
Right. Like, but it's funniest thing is to say that.
Right.
The funniest thing to say to a survivor is like, so like, did you ever think you might not be able to fix it?
Do you know a lug nut? Like, what's going on here?
Imagine you walked up and you're like, do you know a lug nut?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Have you ever changed a tire?
Yeah,
like,
what's going on?
That's the fucked up thing, but it's the funniest.
Yeah, and people think it. They just, social norms. You don't say it because it would be fucked up to say to someone.
Take my wife, please.
Yeah.
It's like watching Jackass. You know that you shouldn't go up to your friend and kick him in the nuts.
But it's the funniest.
I fucking love watching other people do it.
Yes.
It's great. Yeah.
100%.
And it is where everyone gets tripped up is because then they take like comedy taken to, people transcribing it. I always think like whenever someone, it hasn't really happened to us, but like if you transcribe a podcast, you could read it and be like, well, that's fucked up. It's like, but dude, the intent, like how we're saying it, the humor in the room matters. That's the most important thing.
I was doing like a conversation, one of these things at the Cellar. Noam, who owns the Comedy Cellar. Comedy Cellar is amazing. I'm sure you guys are familiar. If anybody's listening, watching, go. This is an amazing club. And he does these like conversations. We'll have these like intellectuals, and sometimes he brings comics on. And they always try to like mash like comics and intellectuals. I think like intellectuals kind of like what we're doing, and it's like naughty, and they wish they could kind of say what we say.
Because they're not funny.
And also they're not funny. Right?
Yeah, right.
And but they always try to like add this importance to comedy. They're like, this is the last bastion of hope in a free society. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, we should never talk.
Yeah, right.
Like, the second we're on stage, I have to be right.
Yeah.
I don't want to be right.
Right.
I want
to be a clown. I want to make everyone laugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And it's the most beautiful thing. Because at the end of the day, when we're at the bar busting balls, nobody's like, you know how right Tim was today?
Yeah, right.
I love hanging out with that guy.
Yeah, that bit was so correct.
Correct.
And there's nothing less funny than a comedian who's like, I am the last bastion of truth.
Yeah,
Right.
fuck that.
In an untruthful society.
Oh God! Just be the last bastion of laughs. Like I remember being up there with them. And I was like, guys, like the funniest joke about COVID or whatever like that is not true. It's not right, but it's funny. And they're like what? And I was like, I'm gonna fuck this up. But I had something. It was like the Me Too movement like stopped with COVID, and they were like, why? And I was like, well, women like to be at home cooking and cleaning, and all we had to do is give them a banana bread recipe and they shut the fuck up about their problems, right? And immediately there's like a reaction and people are like, okay, this is not true.
Right.
It just happens to work out.
Right. Right. And you're just and you're getting the reaction out of people.
That's it.
That's the best comedy is when you're like, when a comedian says something and you're like, whoa, that's fucked up, but holy shit, I laughed.
That's funny.
Yeah. Right.
That's all it is. You're making these kind of connections that are fucking funny.
All right, so you're special. So you you were like, all right, fuck it, we're not doing it on this streaming service. We won't say the name.
Right.
And then you go straight to YouTube. Was there a moment where you were nervous?
I didn't do YouTube.
On theandrewschultz.com. Go buy it right now.
Yeah, and Moment House is this company that is basically streaming the thing for me.
Okay.
And then like we're gonna have it for sale for like 2 weeks. So I think it stops like the 1st of August or July 30 or something.
All right, so go buy it right now.
Yeah, please.
Because this is gonna be the last week. We're gonna run this on Monday.
And then you have it forever.
And you have it forever.
That's yours.
You should just be like expiration date, like 6 months.
Right.
Just take it back.
I should, right?
And just be like, you want to laugh at that? Pay me
Run it
again.
back again.
Yeah, pay me again. So, but was there a moment where you're like, all right, this, like, I hope this works?
Yeah, I was terrified the entire time.
Really?
Absolutely.
Because you had to put up a lot of your own money.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of money.
And that's got to be a fucking, like, when you're writing that check, like, hope I get this back.
Yeah, it's fucking, because I have no clue, right? Like, I know I have podcasts that are very supported, and I have community that made me feel comfortable. You know what I mean? We had a Patreon. We have a Patreon for Flagrant, and I knew that there are people that really support us, and there was a sizable amount of people. So I was like, okay, these are the people that are willing to commit money to me and my boys. And I was like, okay, that gave me some confidence. And then I looked at like obviously the live shows, and we had done all these shows, and I was like, okay, there are people who are willing to like get a babysitter, put on a fucking outfit, come out, see a show. I'm like, okay, this is good. But at the same time, I have no expectation. And we dropped the first day, and we asked the company, like, what is the percentages? Like, how many people buy the first day, the last day? Like, what is the thing? And they were like, it's usually like 30% the first day, and then like 20% through, and like 50% the day of. And we dropped the first day, and it was okay.
Right.
But I was like, fuck, is this going to be 30%?
Dude.
So I'm like sweating, and we started to kind of build, and we dropped some more clips, and then articles came out, and people really kind of got behind the story. And that last day, it was fucking nuts. And the day after, it was just fucking nuts.
And I bet when you do it again, you'll probably have the same feeling. Because it doesn't go like, so that's not exactly the same, but we have Rough and Rowdy here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the
Love
fighting
those.
league. So it's pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I see the numbers, and every single fight goes exactly the same, where the numbers are slow. And then like 30 minutes before, it's everyone. Because, like, of course, like, you think about when you were fucking used to buy Tyson fights. You didn't buy it 2 days before.
Right.
You bought it, like,
5
literally.
minutes before.
Right. But no matter what, we'll do it. And I'll just be nervous the whole day, being like, well, is this the day that no one buys it? And then boom, like clockwork, right before it starts, like, hey, we just got all of our buys.
100%.
And it just scares the fuck out of you.
And the Rough and Rowdy thing is great because it like proves the value of story in a fight.
Yeah.
You know, like all the YouTubers are doing it now, and they're having a lot of success with these fights. But the most success happens when there's an interesting storyline.
Yes.
And you guys baked in storyline to people that you don't even know.
Right.
2 brothers. Well, I want to see which brother is going to win. Gay guy, straight guy, the hillbilly, the black dude. Like, build in the beef already.
That's why UFC, I think, like, took off was Ultimate Fighter.
They got it.
I watched Ultimate Fighter, and I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, now I know these guys. These guys are fighting every day, and they're living in a house together.
Yeah.
That part just takes it to a totally different level.
Different level. Yeah, you're baked in. And also, like, that the company has all the fighters signed, so it behooves the company to make interesting fights.
Yeah.
And the fighters, a loss doesn't matter as much as in boxing, where if, like, you're an up-and-coming fighter and you lose in, like, your 8th fight, that could derail your entire career.
Over, yeah. It could be over.
You could lose your first fight in the UFC and then go be UFC champion.
Yeah.
Like, they are invested in you. They believe in you. You could lose 5 fights. There are guys who lost 3 fights in a row. They're still fighting. There are guys who have 17 losses on the roster still fighting.
Yeah.
So
it's true. I never even thought about it that way, but you're right. Like, that's part of why boxing is probably dying is like one loss. Like, we went and called the Canelo fight against Bivol, and he lost that, and it's like, Canelo's still going to do well, and his next fight against Triple G is going to be great.
Yeah.
But you have to be honest, it like a little bit, like, you're like, oh, that lost a little bit.
100%.
Yeah.
You're always searching for perfection.
Yeah.
You always think, like, the guy that's undefeated, he's the best in the world. You got to beat him. But then if you have 2 losses early in your career, you might not get the chance to even step in the ring with that guy.
Yeah.
And who knows? Because you're always looking for the guy that has that 0 next to his name, like 0
100%.
losses. And then that's the guy that you got to beat. I've been trying to get an Alex Jones fight going on Rough and Rowdy. I actually heard from one of his reps a couple years ago that he wanted to step into the ring. I don't know who a fair fight would be against Alex Jones because he's such a unique body type.
Yeah.
And I know you've interviewed him. You know Alex pretty well. I feel like he would definitely sell pay-per-views. People would want to see that fight. But then it's like, do we want to be in the Alex Jones business at the end of the day?
100%. Who does he fight?
So
who do you have? What's the funniest?
So I reached out to Hassan. You know Hassan Piker?
Of course, yeah.
So
love Hassan.
Yeah, so through a friend of a friend, Hassan was like, yeah, I'll fight Alex Jones.
But do they beef?
I think I don't know if they beef outwardly. I think it's kind of like game, respect, game. Like Alex Jones is a fucking character, and so people want to hear him, go on his rants about whatever he's thinking about that day. I don't know if they have like direct beef, but I'm pretty sure that fight would break all kinds of records.
Yeah, I mean, it would absolutely. I'm trying to think. You need to find the perfect foil for Alex, though. Like, Alex has to fight like Bill Clinton. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he has to fight like Ghislaine Maxwell.
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton versus Alex Jones in a hot dog eating contest or something like that.
And then Alex Jones dies like 10 hours before the fight, mysteriously. I mean, come on.
And you have to put a clause in. You have to put a clause in for everybody pre-orders. Like, we're keeping your money.
Yeah, right.
Matter.
Like, if he dies, it's not our fault.
Dude, Hillary Clinton versus Alex Jones is the greatest pay-per-view that's ever existed in history.
She gets like a bat.
Get him in the ring.
Like a knife or something.
Or just get him in the ring and let him talk for like 30 minutes first. Have a debate.
Just have him sweat.
And see if Hillary can convince him to suicide himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, there's no way you get Hillary in there, but I think you got to try to make that happen.
Yeah.
I think you got to pitch it as
Wait, why not Hillary?
He would die. The problem with Alex is like
The fuck, dude?
I've seen his first step. I've seen him like sprinting after people on the street.
Oh yeah, he's got a nice first step.
He's explosive out of the gate. Like he would crush DK Metcalf in a three-cone shuttle.
He's a D lineman.
But I feel like anything longer than 30 seconds, Alex Jones is probably going to have a heart attack.
Yeah. I had dinner with him once. He ate a whole onion raw.
What?
On a plate. He just ordered an onion. We were getting steak, and then he was like, "All right, I'll just have an onion." And they're like, on the steak, he goes, "Nope, put it on a plate." And he just gets the onion, he cuts it in half, and he's using a knife and fork and just having full-on conversation.
Christ.
Yeah, the thing with Epstein is full onion.
Man.
That's such an alpha move because like everybody else at the table is like, I could never do that.
Yeah, we're like picking out our onions with like 2 fingers. Like,
this is gross. Holy fuck.
No, he's a wild dude, man. That guy is fucking entertaining, dude.
I'm a little disappointed in his career trajectory though, because I used to listen to Alex every day. So
really?
I lived in Austin for about 10 years, and I would listen to him on the way to work, on the way home from work, and he would be going on about like Barack Obama smells like sulfur, Hillary Clinton is actually a reptile, like real hardcore shit. And now he's talking about like tax laws and stuff. He's like he's brought himself closer to reality as it's going on.
You want him to go even more
I want him to go. So I've never seen Star Wars, but from what I understand, the big knock on the first prequel was, oh, now they're talking about like shipping restrictions as the big conflict, as opposed to having Darth Vader want to blow up the world, you know? And that's why everyone hated that one. I want Alex Jones to get back to the fact that like underneath the core of the earth, there's fucking aliens that are beaming microwaves up at you, trying to like shrink.
Because that also doesn't hurt anyone.
That doesn't hurt anyone.
The Sandy Hook shit hurt people.
Then it's like it's no longer a victimless crime at that point. But like back in the day, he was like doing the reptilian shit. And that's when Alex Jones was at his finest, the pure uncut stuff.
I gotta agree with you right there that it's actually safer the more extreme that he goes, because it's hyperbolic, it's silly, it's comedy.
And no one's like, oh wait, I'm an alien. Why is he coming after me?
The frogs are gay or whatever he said. Like, we love that kind of stuff. And it has to be like locked to a little bit of truth.
Right.
Right? That you have to be able to convince us slightly. Yeah, it's like what is one derivative from the world is flat?
The earth is hollow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. I can't look.
Yeah, no one knows.
Yeah, and isn't it in the middle? Isn't it like
it's
a
like
molten
lava?
core?
Yeah, liquid. So it's not solid.
You got to be hollow to have the liquid.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a gusher.
True.
Yeah.
I want him to get back to the crazy shit. Somebody needs to tell Alex, like, go off the leash.
What
Alex.
if Alex Jones fights the entire Uvalde Police Department?
Yeah, I mean,
they wouldn't show up.
I mean, yeah, Alex in one.
Yeah.
But if he did that, does he win over America again?
I think so. I think people would root for Alex Jones on that. Yeah.
Do they forgive him for what he said about the other school shooting?
Right.
Is that the only way that he can come back?
Probably.
If he takes out all these cops.
Yeah.
Wow. Legacy defining fight. There it is.
Line them up.
Ultimate
one after
redemption
another.
story.
Yeah. Fuck.
I don't even know how to
say. I don't even know. So do you talk to him like?
Yeah, he'll message me.
Routinely?
Like, he'll leave like voice notes. They're really funny.
Yeah.
Hey, love what you did. That's great. Okay, I gotta get back to this onion.
I'm gonna start ordering raw onions. There's no other choice for me.
It's a baller move. Yeah, he's just undeniably entertaining, man. There's certain people, and then there's a cool thing that happens where it's just like he says so many things that eventually things that he says come out as right.
Yeah, something has to be right if you just cast such a wide net.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he does expose shit, man. It's wild.
Yeah, and that's where it gets dangerous too, because when he's right, it gives it's like.
Then what else is he right about?
Right, right. And then there's the fucked up things, the Sandy Hook stuff, which
of course undeniable.
Like, does he have remorse for it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, we talked to him about it a little bit when he came on when we were in Miami, and but yeah, I think he realizes that was like a
because that to
thing.
me, like, and I have 2 kids, and like I just think about like if you were a parent, like
it's this is unforgivable.
The biggest fucking tragedy you could ever imagine, then have some guy be like, "Yeah, it was all fake."
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You can't be like I don't think he can even be upset as a single person who's like, I can't even look at you anymore.
Right.
100%.
Yeah, I think he ran into a lot of problems too, because it's one thing where if he was doing this on his radio show out of Austin like 1994, then there's maybe like 50,000 people that might tune in and listen to it, and they understand like Alex is insane and what he says and true. But once his audience gets so big, then there are some people that are already mentally unhinged that will listen to you say that, and then they will just spend the rest of their lives harassing those families. And then that's just unforgivable shit, where you're putting a family that's gone through hell through more and more hell. And then that I think he actually just had to pay like tens of millions of dollars.
Good. Really?
Yeah, no, they went after him hard, and I think that there are going to be a couple more cases that are going to bring him. You know, he's not going to be a wealthy man anymore.
I think he's in the January 6th thing. They're trying to come after him for that as well.
Yeah. Now, to Alex's credit, he was up there with a microphone, and he was like,
don't.
He was like, all right, we're going to take our country back. Hand over fist. Bring your pitchforks. No, don't go inside. Stop going inside, please. Which I was saying the other week that like in the January 6th thing, Alex Jones is either in this microcosm either a pussy or a fraud.
Yeah.
Because he was saying the entire election was stolen, and if you actually believe that the government stole the election and essentially threw democracy out the window, then
run it up.
Yeah, you should be going into the Capitol.
Run it up.
You shouldn't be standing outside and be like, no, not that hard.
No, take it back even one more. If you really think that Hillary Clinton's a lizard, go get it.
Right.
If you think they're all fucking kids, what are we waiting for?
Right. Yeah.
So it's either you can think they're having sex with children on an island and that they're all lizards, or you don't.
Right.
Because if you really believe that to be true,
you got to go do something
you
about
wouldn't
it.
wait for the election results.
Right.
Well, I still believe in democracy, even though they're lizards.
Right.
Yeah. Like the Q shaman. He walks into the House of Representatives. He's standing like behind the podium holding his little trident over his head or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, respect to that guy because he believed in it.
He went for it.
And he went in there.
Yeah.
But there's so many people that don't really believe, but they're stirring people up, trying to get
they
them
just want
to
to be part of it. That's why I respected that motherfucker that pulled up to the pizza shop in D.C.
Yeah, if you think that
Comet
they're
Pizza
kids,
or whatever?
Yeah, if you think that they're kids,
Oh,
you
yeah,
think
the
that
Kids are locked in a basement that are getting fucked.
Yeah.
If you believe that, go. And they literally, he went there and then they arrested him and he didn't shoot. He put the gun down. The cops came up. He didn't fight or anything.
It's like there's no basement.
Literally. They're like, why are we there? He goes, I thought it was a pedophile ring. And then they're like, all right. I think he's in jail. You shouldn't be able to do these things. Like, call the cops, make them do something about it. But let's say you're calling the cops like, we're not going to go check it out. We're not going to go check it out. And you have children. You're going to have some compassion for those kids in the basement.
Yeah, completely reasonable response. And like when Alex went on his whole 9/11 kick, it was like, yeah, if you think that George Bush actually knocked down these towers himself, then you should be like in Washington D.C.
every day
throwing grenades at the White House.
That's
like,
crazy.
That's fucked up.
You're a wild boy for that.
No, you should be.
Disavow.
You should be if you actually believe
you
it.
You better hope your dad didn't have kids with his daughter. Because everybody finding out about that tomorrow, boy.
But the fact that you're not doing it tells me you don't actually believe it.
Right.
That's the thing.
You're saying be about that life.
Yeah, be about that life.
I'm with you. That's why on some level I kind of fucked with the January 6th shit. Is like, you believe this to be true, you have to do something about it because that is the fall of democracy.
Right.
It's also the most entertaining thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's way more entertaining. Is it not?
Yeah.
It's all nothing.
Yeah.
Remember Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah. It's all nothing. None of this matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you really think the president plots the course of America? You think the greatest country in the history of the world gets the course plotted every 4 years and then we just switch it up? They're there so you have someone to be angry at.
Yeah, right.
They're the liar.
Or someone who you like feel good about.
If the economy's good, we love them.
Yeah.
If the economy sucks, they're the liar, and then we just whip them. You're an asshole. You fucked everything up. And then the new guy comes in. That's why I don't understand why anybody would want to be president.
No, it's a stupid job.
It's the dumbest job
ever. What loser would want to just be yelled at?
Yeah.
It's a bad job. No. It's people. I don't trust anyone that wants to be president.
Any public office.
Literally, the first requirement for being in public office should be you don't want to do it.
Right. Yeah. It should be like you in acting. It should be like, but don't make me run for senator.
I will never.
No, that guy's going to be senator. He really doesn't want to do it. No, it's the most narcissistic thing you could do is be like, I want to have so much power, I can decide laws for all these people.
I know
have no
how
idea.
You should live better than you.
Yeah.
You know what they used to do back in Sparta? They used to take everybody's name and they'd put it in a giant hat. Everybody that was above the age of like 30. And then every couple years they would draw a name out. And that person would be the mayor or the governor of that city-state.
Begrudgingly.
Yeah.
So,
and no one wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But what it did, which is, I mean, it's terrifying to think, like, look around you and realize that people that you know, they could be in charge of your everyday life. But at the same time, it also makes you want to educate every child that's growing up in your city state, because you're like, any one of these little fuckers could end up running the show.
That's a great point too. Yeah, you can't let someone fall behind, because they could be in charge, and you got to kick someone into that pit if they're a little crazy.
That's right.
Like if at 29 he's a lunatic,
it's like, sorry, dude,
adios.
You're not in the lottery this year.
Yeah,
that's why they all want to join the military. They're like, I'd rather die in battle than end up getting my name.
Mayor.
Have to run this
fucking hat.
Yeah,
they had the right idea.
People complain about rent prices. Yeah, fuck that. All right, so wait, what Knicks and then who else?
Jets or Giants, whoever's worse. And
what?
Yeah,
what
it's just suffering at this point. But Knicks, I mean, I grew up playing basketball, so like Knicks, and then I'm a big boxing fan. Like, I mean, my dad used to my dad was in the news business a little bit, so he would like cover fights and shit like that. So I'm kind of like legacy boxing fan, and now MMA, I'm just really kind of excited about.
Yeah, I mean, MMA is the best.
Yeah,
it is. UFC, and I don't know how they do it, but like, I'm not like a diehard UFC guy, but I'm like a buy the big pay-per-view.
Yep.
And it feels like every other week's a big pay-per-view.
Bro,
it was like, you got to buy this one. It's like, fuck, I got to buy this.
And you buy every single one.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're right. I do have to buy it.
And do you notice what the crowd looks like even for the prelims? Have you picked up on that? Like,
yeah.
If you look at a boxing match, like we're not watching until Mayweather's fighting.
Right.
And nobody there is either.
Right.
It's empty.
It's totally empty. It's like the family and then like whatever country the guy's from, like the
like
most
diehard,
people from that country, and that's it.
But UFC, if you watch even the prelims, it's full.
It's true.
It's full. Everybody's locked in on the story. They've got these like really engaging characters. They fucking got it, man.
They understand that if you have a series of fights where every single fight could end in a devastating knockout, like the most violent like kick to the head, people will show up early and 100%. Watch that stuff. No one wants to show up to watch like a 10-round boxing match between two guys that they've never heard of before.
Yeah. It's much more conducive to the casual.
Yeah.
Unless it gets maybe into like the grappling stuff. I think people are tired of that.
Although I find myself like, I can't remember. I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago. There was a pay-per-view I bought, and I was actually like, I kind of wish there was one of these fights was a grappling fight. Like it was a lot of stand-up.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe this is fucked up to say, but I kind of like watching someone get choked out.
There we go.
Like I kind of, it is, there's something that's like very exhilarating when a guy gets in a position and you're like, is he about to get choked out? And like that, like, will he or won't he get choked out? I don't know. There's something about it. I don't want every fight to be like that.
Yeah.
But I have noticed that it feels like there's a lot more stand-up. And like even Khabib, who like wasn't the most exciting fighter, but when he got you on the ground, it's like, it's over, dude.
Yeah.
It's like watching like a snake suffocate like a rat.
Yeah.
It's like you know you're done.
Yeah.
Something about it.
Maybe that's our like fight IQ is going up.
Yeah.
Like maybe in the beginning we just didn't really understand like the nuances of grappling or positioning, and now we're like, oh, he's trying to set up an arm.
Yeah, like, oh, he doesn't have the neck. Oh, he does have the neck. Yeah.
Credit to Joe Rogan. Like we were talking about, listen to anybody that's passionate about something. When you hear Joe Rogan talking about a fight as it's happening, he knows his shit and he loves it.
Yeah.
And it makes you kind of understand when you hear, the inflection in his voice get a little higher when somebody's got somebody's back. You, as a casual fan, I can't tell like, the hook's in. Like I don't know if the hook is in or not, but when Joe says it, I'm like, oh, fuck, the hook's in. And I get excited about it.
And I respect the hell out of anyone like Joe who has one sport they're very passionate about and does not give a fuck
Nothing
about
else.
anything. Like you could tell him who's like the MVP for the NFL. And he's like, I don't care. I wish I had a life that I was like, it was as simple as that.
You love all sports?
All sports. So, but like it's exhausting.
Do you know why?
Why?
No, I'm curious.
Because I mean, I gamble.
Right.
Part of
it.
it.
So it's interesting.
But I also love all sports. I love college basketball. I love college football. Like, but I wish that I could. I always get a little jealous of people who are like, this is my sport and I don't care about anything else.
Now, okay. So for you, it's tied to the stakes and the exhilaration of game. Do you feel the same way?
A little bit, but for me, it's just mostly like that's what I grew up doing, was watching sports, and that was like my entire day.
Yeah.
If I wasn't playing sports, I
was
watching
why you were
sports
drawn
with my dad.
To it? Like what?
I think it was just my family, like my dad, my grandparents. That's all we would do, would be just watch sports together.
It was
and
like
talk
bonding
about sports.
time.
Yeah, it was bonding time. Exactly.
And you probably have some like great laughs, some great moments. You get to see, your pops and your grandfathers, people that you admire. You get to see them being really excited about something. You're fucking jumping and hugging. Like these like early memories are tied to sports, and I'm sure that like gets baked into our brains somewhere, and like we're trying to like recreate those emotions, right? That makes sense. And then you add gambling on top of it.
Yeah, because like I love sports regardless of gambling, but it's way more fun when I have action on it.
That's the thing. I'm almost like I almost get like scared to gamble on the sports I really love, because then it's like putting Molly in the drink. Do you know what, do you know what I mean? Fun? A little bit. Yeah. It's like, I already love this.
Yeah.
Do I want to taint that?
Yeah, or like betting on your favorite teams. That's always the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, if you bet on other teams, you can actually be more objective about it. Betting on you, it's hard to.
Yeah, you lose anyway. But yeah, sure. I'm always so smart when I bet on other teams.
You can hedge against like your future misery too. So I'm a Commanders fan, and if I'm watching a team that's going to kick the shit out of them, sometimes I'll bet on the other team, because then I'll be like, okay, it's not that big of a deal that we lost, because I'm so smart. I knew that was going to happen, so I put my money on them.
See, I can't.
Softens the blow a little bit.
I can't do it. I'm all in or all out. Like I won't bet against the Bears. Yeah. I'll be like, I'll stupidly tell myself the Bears are going to win, even though I know they aren't, and like bet on them.
And then you'll put it down.
Because like I don't ever want my team to win and then be like mad that I lost a bet. Because like I just either like it's like push it all in, or double misery, or double happiness.
See, to me, if I lost that bet, I look at that as cost of doing business. It's like I paid for that win.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Like I'll trade that any day.
I can't
now,
do
will
it.
you guys bet on TV shows?
What do you mean?
Like, will you put some money on like The Bachelor or like Love on the Spectrum?
They don't really have they don't have those regulated, because they're all taped, so you could figure out what's happening.
Yeah. Good
but
point,
if there was like a market for it, yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Why not?
Betting on Love on the Spectrum would be exhilarating.
Yeah, why not?
I've not seen it.
It's the best
I've seen
show.
the commercials of it.
You haven't watched it?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, guys.
What is it?
They're dating autistics.
Oh, okay.
Like,
and where's it? Where can you watch it?
It's on Netflix. It's on, I think, just Netflix, maybe
Okay.
others. But like, I mean, it's the most amazing show you've ever seen in your entire
Really?
life. Because autistic people don't know how to lie.
Right.
So they just say exactly how they
ugly,
feel, like right in front.
right.
Like, I mean, he just asked his mom if she was done talking. Like, she's like, "Are you done?" And then, like, he's this fat Indian kid that looks like a Koopa Troopa, you know, the shit Mario would jump on, and like, he's super autistic. And they just they really are throwing everything at him. They threw a Down syndrome at him, like just anything that they got.
This is a real show?
Bro, it's the best show that you've ever watched in your life. They got Australian accents and they're autistic. And some of them have autistic accents, which is from watching video games all the time. So you pick up the
I didn't know this was a real show.
It sounds like I'm making it up.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you're completely making it up.
If there's a kid that sounds like Wario, I'm in.
Say again?
If there's a kid that sounds like Wario, I'm all in.
I don't know if they're going with those characters. I think it's more just like...
Wait, so they're like, let's put autistic kids and like make money off of them being like truthful and trying to find love, but the Ted Bundy jokes gotta go?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And
like that's
also,
what you described as a show is way more like, whoa, this is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it seems way more fucked up.
Yeah.
But this is just what we do. Like, you know how we just go more and more extreme?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, oh, that's actually kind of interesting. Like, you can't really judge. This is fucked up. You can't really judge Elon's dad for like the stepdaughter thing if like that's the best porn.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, if that's what he's been looking at.
If that's the #1 porn that's out right now,
Yeah.
his stepdaughter, and he's out there like, I'm leaving it in.
My question is like, was she stuck anywhere?
Yeah.
When he found her, was she like trying to get clothes out of the
doggy style.
dryer?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so you're saying like Brazzers is actually the one to blame.
Listen, if you normalize it,
Yeah.
Elon Sr. is gonna fucking go for it.
Now we're going all the way to the other side of the spectrum. We're like, gotta get rid of gambling, gotta get rid of porn, gotta get rid of weed.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know, but
let's not go crazy.
No, I know, but we're talking our way into it. We gotta stop.
Catholics, run it back every 2,000 years, boys. Run it back, right?
It's like I do love that. There's always like there's one politician who's like porn is the problem for society, and like people could agree with him like 99%, and then they says that and like no, fuck you,
What
you're
a
out.
cock.
Yeah, you're
Look at that cock.
Fuck that guy. Yeah, you're not taking my porn. Fuck that.
From my dry, sticky hands, you can have this.
Yeah, like they could make laws that make us do everything. It's like no, don't take our porn.
No.
Do not do that.
No. We need the.
There is one. There's always I can't. I think there's one maybe in Ohio or maybe,
I think it's JD Vance.
yeah, who's like we got to get rid of porn. It's like this
All
guy
of it?
fucking sucks.
Yeah,
all of it?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like porn is corrupting society.
Not all of it.
Yeah.
They tried.
He
to
wants
do
it all.
in fucking Japan. They started blurring the dicks.
Yeah, and
I
I
like
just
that.
assume the guy who wants all the porn gone, he just wants to keep it for himself.
Oh, so
he's like,
hoarding.
give me your porn. I'll hold it safely, and then he'll
Well,
just be jerking off all the time.
Do you know what happened after they blurred the dicks?
What happened?
They started sicking fucking octopuses in there.
Yeah. So yeah, because like
That's
there's no
not
dicks.
a dick, but
Yeah.
you need something dick-like.
Right.
So now it's even worse because they need it. But they did it, I think, because they weren't procreating. Like they had to like teach them how to date.
Yeah. I guess too much porn. No, fuck that. Don't take our porn.
No, I'm not saying take our porn, but like there's a limit. Like Like for me, I have a limit. Like I can't click on the pregnancy shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that.
Why not?
Ken Bone was a big fan of that.
Yeah.
You remember that guy Ken Bone with the red sweater from the debates back in like 2016?
He just popped up in one of the debates. He's like a dude from Iowa.
Oh, guys, I thought you were talking about a porn star.
Oh no, that makes sense.
Probably could be
the debates.
Yeah, his name was Ken Bone.
The master debates.
And then everyone found his like Reddit history and was like he's just into like pregnant
porn.
Yeah.
Now you've had sex with your pregnant wife, I assume.
Yes.
Fire.
What? I mean, it's a thing.
Oh, you're not. I heard it's super wet. Like it's. No, I heard it's SeaWorld, dude. I really did hear that. I swear to God. Log
Who told you that?
DJ Envy.
Oh wait, he's the DJ Envy.
Charlemagne and DJ Envy and Angela Yee do the Breakfast Club.
Like every other day, he has to like get in front of the TV and be like, "I cheated on my wife."
Yes, that's part of the agreement.
Like constantly. Hey. I feel like every time I see him, he's like, "Yeah, so."
And by the way,
like dragging him around.
Fire.
Yeah, he's dragging him around. Like, you cheated again. Let's go on fucking Wendy Williams and tell everyone you cheated.
100%.
That guy. Why wouldn't he stop cheating? Like every time he's just getting fucking.
That is a good
roasted.
Point. Yeah, he is getting killed, and he is kind of getting. But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe he really likes pregnant pussy. I mean, she's got like 7 kids. She's got so many kids because he's into that.
Wait, was he cheating on her with a pregnant woman?
Probably.
No, yeah, probably. But no, seriously, I'm not joking. Like, there's at least I think 2 or 3 times where I've seen him like sad dog face, sitting with his wife, and like
he had to admit he
cheated
didn't make her
again.
orgasm for 10 years.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, this guy's like he's addicted to getting abused on TV.
But listen, everybody has their kinks.
Yeah, I guess that's his kink. I shouldn't kink shame. You're right.
And that's okay. But what I'm trying to say is, did you like it better?
I don't think there was like a
noticeable difference?
No, there wasn't like a, wow, this is awesome.
Really?
No. No.
Do you have any kids?
No kids.
No kids. All right.
Nope.
I'm just wondering. I know that's what he said. He was like, yo, pregnant pussy is the juiciest. Yo, he said that.
Maybe one, either her water was breaking at the time. That's a possibility.
So.
Or,
I think so.
Or 2, maybe that's part of his arrangement where his wife is like, you better tell him how good this pregnant pussy was.
I think that could be it as well. Like if he's already admitting to cheating, he's got to be like, yo, this is the best pussy ever. But maybe it is. We don't know.
I guess that's also like a.
You got to run it back. Have another kid.
Yeah, got to have another kid. I already have 2. He's on
high tide.
He's on radio every day, right?
Every day.
I think that's also like part of like if you are doing radio every day, it's like, well, we got to talk about something. Let's talk about pregnant pussy.
Yeah.
Like maybe you should just take a week off.
He suggested it to me. I didn't even ask him about it or anything.
You got to try this?
Yeah. He was like, nah, pregnant pussy's the best or something like that. Like, and he's like, the more pregnant, the better. Like,
oh my God.
Dude, 8 months, dude.
Are you going to have kids ever?
Yeah, soon, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There you go.
We're going through some therapy right now to get ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your whole like, I know it's cliche, but your whole worldview will change.
I hope.
Yes. For the better.
Okay, so here's a theory that obviously I have with no proof, but I think part of like everybody being outraged about things is we're waiting too long to have kids.
Yeah, I agree. Because there is like once you have kids, the little
shrinks,
things
right?
the little things do not bother you as much.
Yeah.
Where it's like I don't have time.
Sexism,
I don't have time for that. I just want my kid to be like a good kid. Yeah. No, it's true though.
No, but I guess to that point is like, how much time do you have to be part of these movements when you're like, keeping a kid alive?
Right, exactly. Right, and also there's like you can be angry about something, and then I go home and like my son's like, let's watch Paw Patrol. I'm like, cool. And I forgot what I was angry about.
Yeah.
And that is the best. Like that is the best feeling.
So maybe the key to all this is we start having kids earlier so that we can focus.
Now you're back to pedophilia. We're going full circle.
Hold on. I didn't say
how early.
I didn't say have sex with them. I didn't say have sex with them.
Just get them pregnant.
But yeah, just get them pregnant. Yeah. Wait, you guys are saying that. You guys are saying that, not me.
You might be right though, because it is. I never even thought about it that way. But
when
it
did you
is
lose your virginity?
I was like 17.
17. You?
Yeah, I was 18.
18. Oh wow, you guys kept it legit. So you guys haven't even slept with minors.
No, I've never.
Well, no, as a minor, yeah.
Well, it depends what state.
What state? Yeah. You're right. It wasn't in Mississippi.
No, but on the other hand, it's kind of nice being selfish in your 20s.
Okay.
Like getting to just do whatever the fuck you want for a while, you know? Like that's something that I think it leads to a little bit more growth through your 20s, because I think sometimes when you have kids, it's like that's when a part of your life starts or stops growing and a different part of your life starts growing after that.
But you know what the craziest thing is when you have kids though? Like, because I'm 37. So I was 34 when my son was born. My daughter was born when I was 36. I do wish that I had him younger, because I now think like when he's 20, I'm going to be, 50 or whatever. It's like, that's going to kind of suck. Like, or 55. Like, I'm going to be a little older.
Because
I wish my kids, when they were in their 20s, I was like just hitting 50. So I had like, the energy and everything to like.
You want to like hoop with them.
Yeah. And like just be sports, like, like I don't want to be like super old. You know what I mean? So I think that's a natural thing too. But you have to have the kid to realize that. Yeah. Because all my 20s, I was like, I don't want fucking kids. Yeah. And then like my caveman brain flipped and was like, oh yeah, I want one of these. Yeah.
You start thinking about like your age when you're going to be a dad at the wedding.
Right. And all that stuff. And it kind of fucks you up. You're like, really? Oh shit. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, like graduation, all that. Yeah.
Were your parents old?
No, they're regular age.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they were like in their 30s, mid 30s. So I guess that might be old. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, for us.
Yeah.
I think that's older because people were having kids.
Yeah. So I guess, they were on the older side. Yeah.
Mine were too. And I think maybe that's why we waited a little longer to have kids. I think if you have younger parents, it just seems more normal that you would do it younger.
Yeah. And I'm always like jealous of like, I see the people who are like, oh yeah, like, that's my, like a 20-year-old, like my grandmother's 60. It's like, what? That's kind of sick. Like you get to live, you know what I mean? Like I don't have any grandparents left.
That's when you'll feel old. I think. When you're a grandparent and your grandkids are, let's see, your kids now are what?
They're 3 and 1.
3 and 1. So you got at least another.
Well, under your fucking fucked up rules.
12 years.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm just thinking like, so my mom was 42 when she had me.
Whoa.
And that's definitely, and back then that was like
old eggs,
that was an old,
Did you have any issues growing up?
No, I mean, I'm only 5'8", so that's a problem. That probably had something to do with it.
You think that was it?
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Wait, your dad's tall or no?
No, my dad's 5'10", 5'11".
And your mom?
My mom's 5'2".
5'2", so that's about it.
5'2", but so she was on the older side when she had me, and then I definitely have what you were talking about,
42,
where I keep thinking like, oh, I've got.
Dude, your dad's an assassin.
He is.
To hit that at 42.
Yep. Credit to Papa D.
What is he? What's his background?
He's a lawyer in Miami.
No, he's Spanish. Yes, dude. Is he Cuban?
He's Swedish.
He's Swedish.
He's about as far from Cuba as you can get.
Fuck, dude. That doesn't make any sense, man.
But I definitely feel that where it's like, okay, I've still got
42?
42,
Was there a position that they did?
I don't know. Wheelchair? I don't know. She had her walker with the tennis balls. But yeah, it's like I will wait to have kids, but then once I have kids, I want those little fuckers to have grandkids ASAP.
Right.
You know,
for
like
you.
Yeah, for me. Right. For me. Exactly.
Being a grandparent is like the greatest thing ever because they just get to get all the benefits.
So your parents,
they get to hang out.
Yeah.
And then they get to go.
Were you like, where was this with me?
Yeah,
like when you see them with your
like, what the fuck? No, but they get like, oh yeah, we'll read a couple books. We'll read as many books as you want. Whereas like I'm like, all right, we're reading 2 books tonight. Like that's it. I want to go fucking sit on the couch.
Is it the gift you give your parents for raising you?
Yeah, I think so. And it also makes you realize like, holy fuck, like I was an asshole. You know what I mean? And like, that wasn't easy.
Yeah.
Because you realize that
you understand them now.
Yeah, oh yeah. You're like, okay, this makes a lot more sense. Like, I hated you for no reason.
Yep.
And I'm sure I'll go through the same thing where my kids will like be in their teenage years and they'll hate me.
Yeah.
I'm like, this sucks.
So there's another thing. It's like, you've waited. My parents waited. I'm gonna end up waiting. We all waited to understand what it was like for our parents to raise us. If we were having kids in our 20s. At 23, we're looking at our parents like, yo, my bad. Like, how can I help?
Right,
like,
right.
Oh, I didn't realize that I was like this. And then we have this like a much deeper bond, probably, with our parents. Now we wait so long, they were shipping our parents off to these different homes. And
but that's also just life in general, where you look back and you're like, when I was 25, I fucking wish I knew everything that I know now.
Why is it wasted on the young?
Yeah, right. But it really is the truth because you're like, I was a fucking asshole.
Dude, and
none of this mattered. None of this mattered.
And that's the crazy
getting
thing.
Good grades and all that shit. Like, obviously it matters a little bit because you want to, learn, but like stressing out about things that just are completely inconsequential.
Yep.
It sucks to look back at.
Dude, how fast was... Okay. 0 to 10 felt like it took forever. 10 to 20, it was pretty long, but it was a little bit shorter. 20 to 30.
Yeah.
Lightning. 30 to 40.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Okay, so we're about the same age. We're both 37. Yeah.
I was 29 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
It's by far the fastest.
Yeah.
Holy
I've been telling
shit.
myself, like, oh, you got time. You're not 40 yet. And it's like, wait, no, I'm going to be 38 in January. Fuck, it's over.
I actually feel like my 20s took forever. And then my 30s so far.
Then they
just
went.
been like, it's been like 2 years of my 20s.
See, my 20s, I feel
7.
like went so fast, but that was also cocaine. So that's like, I mean, but yeah, 30s, like, blink of an eye as well.
Do you still do coke?
No.
You stop?
Every now and then.
It's fun or what? I've never done coke.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, but the it's like scary now because of the fentanyl shit.
Yeah.
So I don't fuck with, like, it's fucked up now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how, like, a 25-year-old goes out and just, like, parties like that.
Dude,
It's
and
like,
they do it like crazy.
Yeah.
Like when I was coming up, coke was still kind of naughty.
right.
Like it was kind of bad to do coke.
Right.
Now they do it like weed.
Right. It's true.
It's just as normal as like drinking. It's like, oh, we're gonna go out. I'll probably take a bump and then I'll do whatever.
It is funny to think about weed too, like how just normal it is now. Because like that's another thing.
We need Catholicism again, bro.
Yeah. Take
We're
our porn,
coming to
take our weed,
Take our coke.
take our coke, leave a little.
Everything in moderation. We can
Yes.
do a little bit of porn.
Yeah, you can do everything in moderation.
Do a little
That's
bit
true.
of coke. Do
Yeah.
a little bit of weed.
Yeah, drink our large sodas.
That's it.
Yeah, let us have it.
You're so right though about weed. Like back in the 90s, people were getting shot. Like
Yeah.
the police were raiding people and shooting them
For weed.
because they had weed. Like
Yeah.
there were like governments in Mexico and Jamaica shooting down planes
Yeah.
because they had like 50 pounds of weed on them.
I even thinking about like even 5 years ago when it's like, ooh, I was in California. Can I bring this weed back to New York? And now it's like, what? Like, what are they gonna say if they find it? Like, well, oh, okay, throw it out. Okay, or it's legal everywhere.
Well, once it's legal everywhere. Okay, maybe not once it's legal. Once the government is making money on something, do you have to let the criminals out of jail
I think so.
Yeah.
who were convicted
Yes,
because they were doing
yes.
it? Now, granted, they did break the law. There was a law. Regardless if it was right or wrong, they broke it.
Right.
So I understand you're being punished for breaking the law. But at the same time, like, if you're making money.
Yes, absolutely. That's the most hypocritical thing you could.
That's why.
I feel like
absolutely
they've served their punishment for it.
Yeah.
And I think what the state of New York's doing, because they're starting to legalize everything from growing to selling, eventually, they're giving the licenses to open up like the weed distribution to people that have convictions on their record in the past.
Oh, really?
Of distributing weed. They get like first dibs on it, which I think is actually one of the only good things that New York City has done from a political standpoint in a while.
But this is a slippery slope because, like, under your world order, Ghislaine Maxwell's coming out of jail tomorrow.
So she should be the first person to open up the kid fucking factory.
Yeah, because you're like, hey, let's just start fucking kids again. That's what you said, right?
I think that was it.
That's
right?
what. That's
I think
what
that's
the,
in my new special.
The streaming service
yeah.
was like, Andrew,
We should cut that.
this one is a little too far.
I'm like,
You're
I'm fighting for this.
no, I'm standing up and telling people they can fuck.
There are certain voices that need to be heard. Okay.
I'm the truth. I'm the truth teller of society.
Exactly.
is what you said.
What happened to Ghislaine?
She got convicted.
She got locked,
Everyone's just
right?
been waiting for her to die.
She's
and she hasn't.
I think she got like 20 years.
Yeah.
So she didn't snitch.
She did not snitch on anybody. No.
Wow.
But
Real one.
she has that trump card in her back pocket, I think, that she could play at any moment.
For what?
So she could, I don't know, if she wanted to turn some powerful people in, she'll never do it. Nothing's going to change. She's got her burn book that she knows in her head. She knows, I mean, if you look at the case and all the files that they had at Epstein's house inside of his safe,
Yeah.
he had a giant safe that was filled with like spreadsheets. The dude was meticulous about his pedophilia. Like he kept a detailed log of his guests. He had videotapes of his guests because he was probably working for the CIA and getting blackmail on people. And he had just terabytes and terabytes of data about who has been to his island, who has slept with who, all that stuff. It was in a safe. I think it was the FBI raided his apartment. They saw the safe. They couldn't get the safe open. After they took all the other stuff from his apartment, they left his apartment, and then Epstein's lawyer went back to the apartment, got everything out of the safe, removed it, and then the FBI went back to the apartment. They're like, "Oh shit, the safe's empty now."
Jeez.
I mean, that's to me, it's so unbelievable that like they could be at a crime scene. There's a safe that they can't open. They just leave, let some lawyer walk in.
Yeah. We'll be back Wednesday.
He walks out with a backpack, and then everything's fine. Like that has to be.
That's
I actually
inside.
I have Alex Jones myself on the whole Epstein situation because I know if you connect all the dots, the dude was working for the CIA.
Right.
He was brought up. If you look at his background, he came from nothing. He got a job on Wall Street. He got a job at one of the best schools in New York City teaching from the father of Bill Barr, who was the Attorney General of the United States. Yeah. And then he
who was the current director of the CIA.
Yes.
Or at that time.
He cultivated all these different networks of people that had information about like what the big financial sectors were going to do. So that's how he was making his money on Wall Street. He befriended the most powerful people in the world, got them in a honeypot operation where he would fly them to his island. They would compromise themselves. And guess what? Now you're informing to me and I've got all the dirt on you. Yeah. And he was working for the CIA as well on their payroll. And then he gets arrested and he gets a sweetheart deal for like, I don't know, 100, 200 counts of pedophilia.
Yeah, this is down in Palm Beach.
Yeah, and they just let him off for it. Yeah. If you look at the dude's Rolodex, and some of the flight logs have been made public, like I'm fully awoken on the Epstein situation.
Oh, yeah, he had sex with kids, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. Multiple. And he introduced other people to his
very
kids.
Powerful people.
100%.
He was running a vast network. So
but
I
wonder if he's been replaced by the internet. Like, you needed to honeypot these people so you can get incriminating things on them.
Oh, you think they're spying on all of our internet?
Now they got your phone. Like, now they know what porn you're doing. Now they know where you are. Like, I wonder if he just became, or his method of spying is just antiquated.
Yeah.
So they just had to get him out of there.
Yeah, it's like the old guard.
I really wonder. Like,
yeah, no, you're not wrong. Like,
because the idea is like we can't put you in a position of power. And again, I don't know who the fuck we is, but like it's dangerous to put someone in a position of power if you don't have some leverage over them. Right. And that was the thing that was probably terrified them about Trump. They were like, hold on, how the fuck is he here?
Right. We don't have any leverage.
Like,
right.
What the fuck? Mm-hmm. Like, what do you mean he'll just say anything? Okay, drop the thing about the pussy. Like, what? It's like all these things happen, and there was no way to really rein him in. So they literally just like, all right, don't let him talk. They take away Twitter.
Right.
They literally just had to be like, when he's talking, he's too effective. Yank away the Twitter.
Yeah.
Who's they?
I actually think the deal with Trump was he had so many things that people were trying to attack him for that you couldn't possibly focus in on one thing on him. So it was harder to damage him because he's so good at playing defense against everything. Yeah. And he'll punch back on everyone. So it's like you got some guy talking about the Access Hollywood tape. You got another guy talking about like when he put dead rats in an apartment to try to kick all the bums out or whatever. So there's so many things, and it's all scattered that none of it's even going deep enough to do any real damage.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Man.
Yeah. All right. So I got one last question. It's a rollback question.
Yeah.
RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. Q-Zips, hoodies, polos. We'll get you some. What do you think about Jalen Brunson? We'll just go from that. Jalen Brunson, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes?
Sure.
That was such a sad. Everyone was like, dude, Jalen Brunson is good.
I want him to be good. I want him to be great.
But he's not that. The Knicks
we need
him.
What'd they give him? 100?
I don't even know.
10 or something?
They spent like 3 weeks just trying to get Jalen Brunson.
Only the Knicks would be in like a very public, like everyone's like, dude, he's a good player, but you're way overpaying for him. And they still were like, nope, we need him.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the Knicks just are the kings of getting the good, not great players.
Yes.
And being like, maybe it works.
And then us overinflating them.
I kind of actually now that I'm saying it, I kind of like James Dolan's process.
Strategy?
Yeah, because I, as a gambling brain, I think the same thing where it's like, maybe it's just like everyone just plays their best for an entire season.
He's trying to moneyball it, but just with no clue, like, if people are good or not.
Right, and he's also playing, like, let's sign people and just hope for the absolute best case outcome. Scenario all the time.
Yeah.
And I like that. That is a gambling brain of, like, this is the one that's going to work.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm a James Dolan fan.
I mean, it's so
You've
funny.
converted me, thank you, to a pedophile and James Dolan fan.
He's sensitive. Dolan's sensitive.
Oh, we put up a T-shirt once about him, like, fire Dolan.
Cease and desist?
And he was like, he basically like personally was like, take it down through like back channels, like instantly. Was like, how the fuck do you know? Like, It's like that. Like how'd you even see it?
Because they got people in the system and everybody's loyal to him. You know what I mean? The fish rots from the head down, right? So like everybody's trying to impress him. He even had like spies in the organization, not spies, but like people that were loyal to him when Phil was there.
Yeah.
And that's why Phil was like, I'm out. I can't even do anything.
Right.
Right? I forget the guy's name. Who the fuck is he?
That's why it's crazy to me. Yeah. Oh yeah. What was his name? Donnie something? No.
I'll Google it afterwards. But there was a guy there who was just there to basically report back. Right. Now, he's loyal as fuck. Like, he got your back no matter what.
Right.
I think Isaiah Thomas is still working there.
Yes, I think so.
I mean? Like, didn't he sexually assault a chick? And then he made him work for the WNBA part?
Yeah. And he was like the worst GM of all time and all that stuff. Yeah, I guess that's, like, if you're just that loyal, then people are going to be drawn to you because they're like,
but I want
job
you to be
for life.
loyal to us.
Yeah.
Like, let's have a winning. I mean, New York is a basketball city. I don't think people realize this.
It is.
It is pure basketball. We grew up playing basketball. None of us grew up playing hockey. Like, none of us grew up playing football. Like, I grew up in Manhattan. Like, there was no football field for me to play at. I played my basketball games from my high school at Basketball City because we didn't even have a basketball gym.
Right.
So it's like, this is all we care about. This is all we know. And if the Knicks actually won a championship, oh my God! Like, whoever's on that team, you're knighted. Like,
yeah, I mean, the Knicks beat the Celtics in the first game of the season, and it was like a fucking parade.
Exactly. I mean, he's so sensitive, bro. He won't even let me sit courtside, man.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's like,
you're banned.
I'm not banned, but like, I did these shows.
But if you bought a ticket,
I'm a season ticket holder.
Okay,
so I have fucking tickets. Like, you don't got to give me tickets.
Right.
I'll go. I don't want to call you for fucking tickets or do that whole fucking rigmarole. I go, but I was doing these shows at Radio City, right? I had 2 shows at Radio City sold out. They own Radio City, Madison Square Garden, everybody's on. And usually what they do is if you have a show, they put you down there, you sit next to a guy on The Sopranos for 2 episodes, and then you like say hi, wave at the camera. And I was going to do some, I was going to try to do some funny shit with that moment.
Right.
Know? And so I hit them up about it. Like, and listen, this is not like half full. Like, we sold out 2 Radio City shows in one night.
Right.
Like, it's 12,000 people. We could. That's the Garden if we wanted, right?
Right.
So it's like, and then I get the fucking, and then they tell me, we heard you said some things about Dolan. They're not going to do it. I couldn't believe it. Wow. I'm like, I'm trying to promote the shows at your venue.
Right. I'm making you money.
I pay you to come to the games already.
Right.
It's just insane. He must have a full-time guy that works for him whose job is to just like scour the internet.
Yes. Literally, yes.
For any mention of James Dolan. Jake, you should write an article about this interview about James Dolan.
Yeah.
Knowing that he'll
absolutely read it 100%. And the only reason, and I've gone pretty wild on, a few podcasts, but like,
you've said some fucked up shit.
I said some wild
That's the part that we're not hearing here where it's Andrew's like, they won't let me sit courtside. It's like, let's go find the tape where he's like, James Dolan's
he was on the
island.
But
I know it for a fact.
I want to do the Garden. That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
So like for the next tour, the goal is the Garden. So I got James is the man.
Yeah,
Jake, that's the article.
You know what I mean? Like I got to do it.
Andrew Schulz praises.
Yeah.
James Dolan says best owner in sports.
Jalen Brunson home run signing. Yeah, that's we'll get it for you. Home run signing. Yeah.
Who's your big 3?
Touchdown
Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and who would be?
Julius. I mean, Julius got to go.
Yeah,
unfortunately, but it's not his fault. But like,
well, that was first year Tibbs. So like as a Bulls fan, I knew it. Like last year, the Knicks were great, and everyone was like, "This is awesome." I was like, "You guys just wait." Like he is so good at getting the most out of everyone in the middle of February, and then when they get to the playoffs, and everyone, the way I always said it is like, LeBron plays in fucking third gear all year.
Yeah.
And then when he gets to the playoffs, he goes up to 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
When the Knicks, Tibbs will get you to 5th and 6th gear all year. And then when you get to the playoffs, it's like, wait, there's no more gear?
Yeah.
Like, we're here?
You're 100% right. And you see it with the guys, right? Like a guy like Julius Randle just can't shoot in the playoffs. And it's like, because the D gets better in the playoffs.
And they're actually like keying on you. Yeah, and it's in a series and they're making adjustments.
Nobody's playing D, especially on a big like that, who is a goofy, like weird, like tucked in left-handed jumper. Like I'm not stepping out to the 3-point line.
Right.
During the regular season.
Yeah,
Game 44.
Yeah, take it.
Please.
Yes.
Playoffs, I'm on that ass.
Right.
And then, also during the playoffs, assholes get tight, right?
Yeah.
Like you get a little nervous, you're putting up shots, things get a little scary.
Yeah.
And you saw it happen. And it's really interesting to see like there are people that you don't know are incredibly like naturally alpha. I'm not trying to use that as like a manosphere term. I'm like literally like they just in them are an alpha.
Right.
Like there's a guy on the Raptors, you know, Fred VanVleet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fred is an alpha.
Oh yeah.
Like ice cold.
Absolutely.
Does not fucking care. Plays the same in the regular season, same in the playoffs.
Yep.
Is not scared of the moment. And then there are people that are scared of the moment.
So to go full circle,
yes,
Jalen Brunson actually might be one of those guys. He has a little of that alpha because like at Villanova, like you can see it. Like and he
went to Villanova. That's right.
Yeah. He was great at Villanova, and like when Luka was down in that series, he picked it up. Like he does have that quiet alpha. Like I know what I can do, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that extreme, like that. What do they say? NBA confidence. Is that the term? Like and you need to have that, but. Let's see what happens. I mean, like, yeah, New Yorkers, we also care if you're good at fighting. So, like, that, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a fighter, like, then we also like Chris Childs can walk any street in New York and it doesn't matter.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
it doesn't matter if you hit a 3-point shot. If you're ready to elbow someone in
Charles
the paint.
Oakley.
Can you fight? Like, exactly. Like, Charles Oakley, like, we just love you. If you can fight or if you play hard deep, we're the weirdest sports team.
Yeah.
We really are. Like, we don't deserve Iverson crossing people over.
Right.
We need someone to come in the lane and then you sit them on their ass and then stare at them while we lose by 12.
That would be great if the Knicks just brought back like post offense, just running it, like slowing it down, like big man.
Well, that's what Phil tried to do. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just was like, dude, the game has changed, Phil. Like
everyone
we have
shoots
to move
threes
on.
now.
Yeah. It's like, no, it's the triangle. Trust me.
Oh man! All right,
so no hope this year.
Everyone, go buy the special,
please.
AndrewSchultz.com. We appreciate that. Sorry for running long. Infamous out now.
Yes.
Go buy it. You only can buy it for another week. So like I said, we're gonna run this Monday.
Oh,
so
awesome.
that will be this will be the last week.
This is the last week to go get it. Go get it. Run it the fuck up and
hear
then,
all the jokes that almost got cut.
Yeah, let's just teach these streamers that like. You know, people like funny jokes, and it doesn't matter if they're messed up, and that, you know, this is what they're going to have to deal with. Because if this is successful, they can't give comics notes anymore. That's the way I look at it.
That's true.
Right? It's like, if this works and it's an option, comics will do this, just like they started to do YouTube. And now the streamers have to remove the note process because you can't give them anything.
Yeah, because you can't compete. Yeah.
Listen, you know this, you have kids. You're going to spend more money taking them kids to fucking Disney World one weekend.
I'm not going to Disney World.
Oh, really? Six
I never
Flags?
went as a kid, so I'm not going.
Where will you take them? Where's your...
Wherever. I don't not Disney World.
Okay.
That place, no way.
You're not into that?
No, I know my kids would love it, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to rob them of that.
Oh, that's good of you.
Yeah. They can have everything else, but you got to keep something away from them.
That's true. Yeah. So they can develop character.
Yeah, well, I buy them like Amazon now. Like my son will be like, I want to watch this show, and like I'll be like, all right, I'll just buy some of these toys. And I realize like how fucked up it is that like he watches a show and the next day the toy's there. So Disney World's out.
You're smart.
That's grit. That's grit.
And you're a tough
My
dad.
kids had everything. They didn't go to Disney World.
No, they did it. I don't know. That's why I think Disney ends up winning the streaming thing, though. It's like you spend more money in that weekend than like.
No, it's true.
Think about it.
If I had to erase every streaming app right now with kids, Disney would be the last one. And it would be the last one to go.
If you do go to Disney World, you're going to spend more money in that weekend than you'll spend on every streaming platform that you do for your whole life.
True. So Netflix needs to create an amusement park. That's
They're trying. They do the Stranger Things pop up or whatever like that. But like, you need something else if you're going to compete with the big boys.
Yeah, that's
Simple
true.
as that.
That's a good point.